Here's my new vacuum cleaner. My vacuum cleaner died on me and I threw it out. I had like a $200 Eureka HEPA filter vacuum cleaner, but it started smoking on me and definitely sounded horrible. So I went and got this Bissell Power Force from Walmart for about $50. Good price for a vacuum cleaner. I just wanted one that would do the job. I didn't need any fancy things like retractable cords. I actually prefer to wrap my own cords. And I was looking for durability because I have to get a vacuum cleaner that's durable because I have to vacuum every day to obey the Gail commandments. So here's my new vacuum cleaner. And I wanted to let my followers know that I have made a 2.5 hour long movie of my trip out to Los Angeles to be on a mainstream show. And it's not Gabriel on a Fox News channel. It's a mainstream. Let's see if I can get this in here. I guess we'll do that. This is my laundry. Put it over there. It's a mainstream show, and so I flew out to Los Angeles, and I tried to get. I've never used this camera before, and let me go get the camera. Here it is. I bought this at Walmart like a day before I traveled, and I haven't used a camera or a video cam in a long time. So this is what I bought. It cost me like about 18 bucks at Walmart here, and I didn't even know how to use it, so I really messed up. And I got oh great, some Jesuit on Skype wants to contact me. Let me block him out. That Angelina ballerina is driving me nuts. I'm gonna block him. If I don't know him, I block him. Anyways, so I bought this camera. It only uses AAA batteries. It cannot be power charged from the like it doesn't have a rechargeable battery. For 18 bucks, Terrance told me to go get a disposable camera, but when I went there and I saw this, it was only 18 bucks and it said that I could do video. I thought, let's go for it. Problem is, and it said I needed to get a SD card and well as batteries, so I bought an SD card and batteries. Though I didn't notice when I bought the camera that it's not compatible with Windows 10, which is my system. It only goes to 7, Vista, and XP, I think. So it's not at all compatible with my computer, but it does it works on batteries fine, and I'm able to download the pictures and videos to the SD card. This is the card that I use right here. So I put this inside. It says it only allows up to 8 gigabytes, and because I got a 16 gigabyte card, which I don't regret because I ended up taking about 10 gigabytes worth of data when I went out to Hollywood and back. So I got this and the batteries, and I didn't have any trouble taking pictures though, because I've never used this camera before and I didn't really have time to get up on it. I've got the wrong date stamp in the bottom of the movie, except for in part 2, it got right. I fixed it in part 2, but then when we got on the plane and the plane started taking off, my battery power just went out right in the middle of takeout, and I put new batteries in, and I didn't realize that when I put new batteries in, that meant that the date stamp got erased and it went back to the old wrong date again. So just ignore the date stamp. The only one that's sort of right is the one in part 2 where it says 9/9/16, but I used Florida time instead of California time, so the time wasn't exactly right either. So anyways, so I had a good time out there. Everybody was super friendly. I didn't really notice a lot of Jesuits out there in California. If they were there, they disguised themselves well. I noticed them more in Florida, and I from what I understand, Angelina's still twirling around in that semen ocean out there, but I didn't have any trouble. So, anyways, I used this camera and I made a 2.5 hour long movie, and you can see it at my Patreon page. I started a Patreon page. Oh, I found out. When I got back, I tried to upload the video to my computer and it didn't work. Let me show you what I had to do. That's because, as I told you, it's not compatible with Windows 10. But I found something that worked. I went and bought a card reader where I'm able to take this out. All the pictures end up going on this little bit here. So I took it out of here. All the video is on here. Then I stick it in the card reader right in here and plug this into the computer, and I was able to download all of my videos. At first I tried to make it work. I tried to connect the USB cord from the computer to the camera, but because this is not compatible with Windows 10, it just kept crashing on me. So I did a little research and decided that if I went and bought a card reader and I made sure the card reader was compatible with Windows 10, that I could stick this in there and then download to the computer, and it worked. So I was so glad. I was thinking, oh, I took such wonderful video of my trip, and if it didn't, and when I went on the camera, I could watch the video from the camera, so I knew I had good video of my trip on the camera. The problem was downloading it from the camera to the computer, which I eventually figured out. I had to go to Walmart and buy this, along with a new vacuum cleaner, which, by the way, I'm sleeping so much better since I bought this new vacuum cleaner. And I had a great time out there in California. And basically, I can't tell you which studio it was or what we talked about on the show, but I had to report at 6. They came to pick me up at my Marriott hotel at 6:10 in the morning, and I believe that was on the 9th, I think. Yeah, the 9th. And they brought me into a special room where there was I sat in a chair. They put makeup on me. And then they fitted me for a microphone, and then they wanted to hide the microphone so it was underneath my shirt. She basically put on some foundation. She was going to use mascara, and I told her I have really watery eyes from allergies. It might be better to use fakes. So she put bit by bit fakes right here. I'm not wearing any mascara or anything right now. I'm wearing lipstick. I said, you better highlight my brows a little. I know from experience with me on the camera that if you don't highlight my brows, I look like, like doesn't look good. So she put a little bit on my brows. She asked me to pick a lip color. She put a lip gloss. They really went for a natural look, which is nice because I'm actually a natural clothing personality. So actually, she just used a gloss. I'm wearing lipstick a lot heavier than what they put on me. And she put on a foundation, some light shadow around my eye, and she did a real nice job. And they had me wear clothes that I made myself. The beautiful blouse that I made, that beautiful blue greenish blouse that kind of has short sleeves and flares out here. They said they couldn't use that one because of the background that would clash with it. So they asked me to wear something else. So when it airs, you'll see what I wore. But I wore everything that I wore. It's clothes that I made myself. And so after they put on makeup and fitted me with a microphone, they brought me out to the studio where I did my thing. And, to be honest with you, I've never been filmed for any Hollywood production before. So when the cameras were rolling, I didn't even realize the cameras were rolling. I thought they were doing rehearsals. So they got me totally natural, which is good, really good. So, and then they said, okay, we need to redo like the beginning and the ending. Let's do several takes here. And so they did, and they showed me where to stand and stuff. And so that's, I can't go into any more detail than that or I'll be giving it away. And the producer and directors won't be too happy with me because it might affect their ratings. So anyways, they said once the show airs, then they can, then I can post video about the show, the name of the show, and more detail about the stuff that went on during filming. And so anyways, after that, then I had all my bags at the studio. They had some food, crackers, nuts, and some fruit for us to eat at the studio. And I packed some of that in Ziploc bags and brought it to the LAX airport. I went straight to the airport from the studio. We finished at about 9 o'clock. So we started filming about 7 in the morning. We finished about 9 o'clock. Then they took me out to the airport at around 11. That gave me 2 hours to get organized, make sure everything was packed, and decide what I'd take to the airport. I couldn't bring all the food they offered me, like little nut bars and stuff, but I went for the low calorie options because I'm still trying not to gain too much weight. I'm about 130 right now, you know. I backslid a little bit, though that's not too bad for 5'7". But anyway, so they took me to the airport. I spent all day at the airport. I got there at like 11 a.m. My flight didn't leave till 10:15 p.m. So I have a lot of footage of I actually met some interesting people at the airport, and that's part of my movie, my 2.5 hour long movie, at my Patreon page, patreon.com. And if you pay $1 a month, you can watch my longer, more detailed videos about my life at my Patreon page. The way it works, you go to my Patreon page and you click on $1, click on that, and then you just choose to become a member at my Patreon page. And for $1 a month or more if you want, but at minimum $1 a month, you can watch the videos that I have posted there that at Patreon, the longer videos. I'm going to do an overlap. Like this video, I'm going to go ahead and post it at my Patreon page. And I'm going to honor the 5 patrons who want to be mentioned at the end of this video. And I'm also got them at the end of part 3 of my Hollywood movie trip video. So if you want to see the 2.5 hour long movie I made about my trip to Hollywood and the pictures I took of Los Angeles, or I was in the Culver City area. There are a lot of Hollywood studios in Culver City, and most Hollywood studios are really not exactly in Hollywood. They're kind of like in Culver City and places like that. So, you can see that 2.5 hour long video I made using this. Because this is battery operated and because I'm on a pretty strict budget following the Gail commandments, I will probably reserve this camera for special occasions so that I don't spend a fortune on batteries. It's the only way to use this is with batteries. So I'm just thrilled that I ignore the date stamp in the lower right corner. And I finally figured out how to remove the date stamp. Like I said, I never did this before. The last time I had like a video camera was when I had one of the big bulky ones, you know, where they cost like $400 or $500 when I was married. And I sent some of those videos, which was in VCR cassette form, to Brent, which Lori McBride ruined. She actually ripped out all the tape and ate it, from what I understand. So they make things a lot smaller nowadays, and cheaper. It did a pretty respectable job of taking pictures. Not bad. Anyways, if you go to my Patreon page and you pay $1 a month, you can watch the movie out there. And I will honor all of those who want to be mentioned. And you can indicate at that page whether you want to be mentioned at the end of my videos in the credits to honor you for helping to support me as a movie maker. So, and that will maybe help pay for some of the batteries so I can use this to make more movies. So anyways, just wanted to let you know it's at my Patreon page. I made the movie for it. I had to edit it all and watch it and remove any mention of the show. And there's one section where I'd had a conversation with Terrance Jenkins. I had to take a lot of that out. And later, after the show airs, which will be like the end of September to December sometime, I will go ahead and publish that online. So check out the movie. I think I did a pretty good job considering I never used this camera before. Not too bad. You know, I'll get better with practice.